up, you guys? I am here to educate you, the great public, about the industry of agriculture. Now, many of you may think this is such a broad topic to talk about, but I am here to be your guide to educate you about the industry of agriculture. So let's start with this. Are chickens given hormones to increase their growth rate? The correct answer is no. Chickens are not fed or injected any hormones to increase their growth rate. Instead, they are selectively bred to increase the meat production of their breasts and their legs. Now, many consumers think that when they see hormone-free on all poultry products, they assume that all those products are fed or injected with hormones. However, the FDA has required that no chickens are to be fed or injected any hormones. Therefore, no hormones is just put as a label on all poultry merchandise. Question number 2. How many jobs are related in agriculture? Well, many people think of agriculture, they automatically assume production agriculture. However, there are over 25 million other jobs that are related to agriculture, such as distribution, marketing, agribusiness. And for example of agribusiness, there's Osborne & Bar, which strictly promotes agricultural literacy, which is promoting a public understanding to synthesize, analyze, and communicate basic information to the public. Question number 3. Farmer to consumer ratio is increasing. The correct answer to that is no. The industry of agriculture faces many challenges on a daily, weekly, and even yearly basis. One of the largest concerns that is likely decades away is that production agriculture to consumer ratio will be at a new low. Although the US is the strongest agricultural nation in the world, less than 2% of agriculturalists are directly related to production agriculture. Now, people like me aren't farmers. You can tell I'm not a farmer. I'm part of the disconnected group. And what the disconnected group is, we are 2 to 3 generations removed from our ancestors, such as our great-grandparents that were or are farmers to this day. And it is important to stress that more because as the disconnected rate is increasing, our farmers are decreasing. Question number 4. What percentage of farmers work on their own land compared to commercial farms? 94% of the 2% of Americans that are directly related to production agriculture actually have their own land that they farm on. And what many people misguide things is that commercial farms are these giant, overcrowded farms with animals that are abused. That's not the case either. Commercial farms, yes, they have like 10,000, say there's 10,000 chickens in a commercial farm, and people think they abuse them. Now, there is a method that they do where they pluck the beaks off of chickens. But the reason they clip those beaks off of chickens is because what chickens do that every other animal does is they find the weakest link and attack it. So if there's a chicken that's stronger than another chicken, stronger chicken will kill the weaker chicken. So would you rather have a bunch of dead chickens by the end of the day, or pluck the beaks out off of all your chickens and have all the chickens safe at the end of the day? Which of the following are fed to consumers as genetically modified organisms? Plants and animals, or none of the above? Only plants are fed to consumers as genetically modified organisms. The FDA has required that no other type of genetically modified organism shall be fed to us consumers. Now, the reason they use genetically modified organisms within plants, such as fruits and veggies, is that the population is increasing while the farmer is decreasing. So to keep up with the quantities of people there are, we must use genetically modified organisms, where we take an apple and give it other types of genetics where the apple can get bigger, grow faster, and stay alive longer. My leading question into that is that can a person's genetic structure be changed after consuming genetically modified organisms? The correct answer to that is no. Your genetic structure cannot be changed physically by consuming a GMO. If that was the case, all of our genetics would be changed immediately because we have all probably consumed a form of GMO before. Why we use genetically modified organisms is because they are produced faster and in a larger quantity. Therefore, the reason why we keep using GMOs within fruits and veggies is because just to keep up with the growing rate of the population. Another GMO question is that organic foods are more healthy than GMOs. Organic foods aren't any more healthier than GMOs healthier than organic foods. They're within the same nutrition. An apple is still an apple. You just change the fact that the apple can live longer and withstand different pesticides. So in comparison, that's like taking a human being and giving it like superpowers to withstand different types of diseases and live longer throughout life. Now, the next misconception is that swine gestation crates are inhumane. Well, can I ask you a few questions? Do you like getting fed regularly and not have to worry about someone bigger than you taking your food? Do you like a warm roof over your head during the winter? Now, if you liked any of those things, then why wouldn't a pig? Or any animal in that case? What gestation crates are is they take a pregnant sow, aka a pregnant pig, and they put it in these crates where throughout its gestation period it is kept in a warm, controlled climate, fed regularly, and it's easy for the farmer to get to the sow if it needs any vaccinations or antibiotics or anything during, if it's like has a disease, so it can have a smooth process through its gestation period. Now, many people think that it's inhumane to keep them in these swine gestation crates, whether to just leave them outside in the cold climate during their gestation period. Well, if you have 10, 20 pregnant pigs and it's cold outside, they're all going to get in a huddle like penguins or any other animal that's cold. They will huddle up together, lay down on top of each other to keep warm. And if they do that, then one can step on another's belly, killing a bunch of its piglets. And I think dead piglets are a lot more inhumane than keeping the mother laid down throughout her gestation period till her piglets come out. We are on to question number 9. Which of the listed is the leading industry in America? Agriculture, marketing, professional sports, or tourism? Well, tourism obviously is an industry, so you can get off with that one. And without agriculture, which is the correct answer, there would be no professional sports players because they would not be able to get the right nutrition or food they need to become those big bosses out there. And marketing is part of agriculture. So agriculture is the nation's leading industry because without agriculture, you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't live. We are on to the last question. Ethanol is a substitute for gasoline in which plant? Soybeans, avocados, corn, or rice? The correct answer is corn. Now, ethanol's scientific compound is C2H5OH. Now, it is used as a solvent and in a fuel as a mixture of gases and corn. It is a more renewable resource to use than gasoline, fuel, or oil for cars. Ethanol is a substitute mainly because, like I said, it is renewable resource. It's a lot easier to condemn, and it's just easier to get your hands on because of all those gases and corn. Those are the most things we have a surplus of in the world, and it is something to be more moldable and malleable. Now, to conclude this video, I'm going to drop a couple names below and links so you can follow my Twitter and my website to get more knowledge on agriculture. And I advise you to take the quiz on the agricultural site, which will be below. Thank you for watching, and please come again.